Every one of you. Just because it's an Asian wedding doesn't mean that we can't pick you guys out. Alright? We don't all look alike. Alright, my name is Toby, and for all of those that you don't know me, I'm Elliot's favorite cousin. My job here tonight is to make sure that each and every one of you guys have a good time and that we keep this thing moving, because these guys are tired. It's been a long day for them. They want to have a good time. Make sure that you guys all have a good time and really move on and enjoy their honeymoon. So, anyways, man, this place looks great. You guys agree?
Yeah.
Round of applause. Awesome. Elliot and Thy really put a lot of effort into this, and all the family that had came out and put this thing together, and I really think it looks wonderful, and I really hope you all enjoy it. So I bet you right now you guys are thinking about how the seating arrangement was made. Well, I have a little secret for you. The seating arrangement was really made based on the generosity of our guests. Of course, the larger cash donations and the larger gifts are all at the front, and the smaller ones and the lower ones in the back. The bride has asked, a special thanks goes out to my brother James. The bride has said, thank you for the Rachel Ray oven mitt, all the way in the back. She has asked that maybe she can have the other one for the silver anniversary. Alright, anyways, just kidding. Alright, I love weddings. I love them. It's like watching people sign up for those adjustable rate mortgages a few years back. If they only knew what they were getting into now, right? They say love is one long sweet dream and marriage is just the alarm clock. Wake up, people, wake up. Alright, just kidding. Like I said, I love being married. Yes, I know, I'm married, ladies. I'm sorry about that. Alright, all you single women out there, I'm married. My lovely wife is over there. I'm sorry.
Man.
And, I love being married because it's just so wonderful to find that special someone in your life that you just really want to annoy for the rest of your life. Just kidding, honey. Anyways, I'm sure you guys are really ready to get started. I know I'm talking on for a little bit longer. I just wanted to go ahead and introduce the groom side of the family. So let me go ahead and get that started. Alright, so from the groom's father's side, Mr. and Mrs. Yu. The groom's aunt, Mrs. Lisa Kwan and family. Would you please stand up? The groom's uncle, Mr. and Mrs. Sai Chung Yu and family.
That's what happened here for 100.
The groom's uncle, Mr. and Mrs. Sai Hong Yu and family, me included. And Remy, the favorite grandson, right, Dad? The groom's aunt, Mrs. Nancy Chi and her husband, Mr. Eugene Chi and family. The groom's aunt, Miss Kim Yu and Kim. Shout out. The groom's great aunt, Mrs. Ling Wong and her husband, Mr. Han Wong, and their children and grandchildren. Where they at? And their children, I'm sorry, I'm going to keep going on for that family. Mr. and Mrs. William Wong and family. Yes. Mr. and Mrs. Larry Joe and family. Yes. Mr. and Mrs. Paul Wong, which they could not attend the wedding this evening, so. Groom's great aunt, Mrs. Lila Denning and her husband, Mr. Richard Denning, and her children, Miss Kelly Lowe and Mr. Mike Lowe. Yeah. Props. Yeah. And the groom's cousin, Mr. Edward Yuan, from all the way from Portland, Oregon. Okay, let's move over to the groom's mother's side. The groom's grandparents, Mr. and Mrs. Wing Kwan Chan. The groom's great uncle, Mr. Han Chan, aka SG. The groom's aunt, Mrs. Linda Louie and her husband, Mr. Jimmy Louie and family. And the groom's aunt, Mrs. Helen Chi and her husband Simon Chi and family. The groom's uncle, Mr. and Mrs. Steve Chan and family. And the groom's uncle, Mr. and Mrs. Edward Chan and family. And the groom's uncle, Mr. and Mrs. Warren Chan and family. And we also have special guests here from all the way from El Paso, Texas, Mr. and Mrs. Chan. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to hand it back over for the introduction of the wedding party.
Thank you so much for your